Hey guys, it's the Nightbound, and in this video, I'm going to explain the lore and backstory of almost every character in my book. Well, at least the ones that I've shown you guys. So first off is obviously the main character of the entire series, Stygian, also known as the Nightbound. She is 25 years old, she's a nomad and a rebel, and her favorite weapon is her enchanted dagger. She has dark violet hair and icy blue eyes, along with a really sharp grin. Stygian has always been kind of a wild spirit, never really wanting to stay in one place for too long, never really committing to one thing, and she just loves to roam around everywhere she can. She hardly ever sits still and is never afraid to try new things. Stygian is also the leader of the Night Stalkers, who are a group of rebel nomads who seek to take down the bounty systems. Even though she's wild and free-spirited, she takes her role of leader very seriously, and will not hesitate to sacrifice herself for her group. Sometimes this causes her to forget herself a lot of times, and sacrifice a little too much of herself for others. This often will make her hide her pain and emotions, just so that way she doesn't worry anyone else. She's not someone who trusts quickly, but she is someone who trusts deeply. Whenever someone threatens her or her family, she goes straight into feral protective mode. And when she gets betrayed, she makes sure that person knows that they messed up. She will never hesitate to leap straight into danger to protect herself, what she fights for, and her family, often leading to reckless behavior. Stygian is a complete rebel against the entire bounty system of Highthorn. She believes that the bounty system restricts and removes people's freedoms. She realized this after she had killed Shadow, someone who was causing havoc in Highthorn. Next we have Ember. She's 25 years old, she is also a nomad, and she has a beautiful gold saber as her weapon. She has copper brown flowy hair and light amber eyes, almost gold. Ember is a little bit more quieter than Stygian, but she's still dangerous. She's more of a silent, quiet danger. One that doesn't speak loudly, or, in her words, she doesn't need to raise her sword to cut you down. Later on in the series, Ember becomes Stygian's mentor, teaching her that she doesn't need to sacrifice herself to be a leader, because if she sacrifices herself, then where's the leader that they need? Ember never really was a part of the Night Stalkers, but was still a very important part of their lives. She allied and assisted them in their fight against the bounty system, completely and 100% supporting their decision and foundations. Ember overall is a complete opposite of Stygian, both in appearance and in attitude. She's a bit more silent, like I've said, and her overall nature is more light, airy, and just a bit more flowy. This sometimes causes them to butt heads every now and then, with Stygian's reckless, wild behavior versus Ember's more thoughtful, calculated, and calmer personality. Next is Shiro. He's 32 years old, he's a nomad and Stygian's brother. His favorite weapon is a dark sword that he calls the Blaze's Edge. He has black hair, and he has a purple eye as well as a blind one. Shiro cares for his sister a lot, but his way of caring is more of a tough love situation. Whenever he notices Stygian starting to get a little reckless, he always makes sure to pull her back. Shiro overall has a great passion for music, and just randomly likes to sing every now and then. Shiro became half-blind after fighting a group of hunters off. One of the hunters delivered a blow to his eye, making him permanently blind on that side. Like Ember, Shiro is a bit more calmer and thoughtful than Stygian, normally being the one to keep Stygian on track and not let her wander too far off. Lastly, we have Lord Valor. He is 45 years old, and he is the ruler of Highthorn. His favorite weapon is a standard European longsword. He has orange hair and an indigo and also a blind eye. The origin of his scar is still unknown, but all we know is that it was a rough battle. Lord Valor leads the entire country of Highthorn and is responsible for the unification protocol that united all 4 bounty chains together to try and find Stygian. After Stygian killed Shadow, he made sure that everyone knew that Stygian, or in his eyes, the Nightbound, was a lethal liability. Lord Valor is strong-willed, but he's also a bit on the calmer side as well. He's an extremely skilled strategist and war planner. Highthorn itself consists of 4 major territories, 1 keep, and 1 town. Trust me, there used to be a lot more towns before Shadow came along. In the north is Northline, usually more mountainous, rocky, and hilly terrain. To the east is Red March, forests, hills, and a lot of shade and cover. South of that is the town of Brindlewick, the last town standing after Shadow's terror. Instead of hating and scorning Stygian for what she did, they actually thank her because they believe that Stygian actually saved them, which she did. South of Brindlewick is Ashbound territory. It's a lot more desert, spiky, dry area. Northwest of Ashbound is Stormwake. Stormwake's territory is known for its flat plains and rolling hills. In the middle of it all is Highthorn Keep. Highthorn Keep is the main point where all bounty chains meet, talk, discuss, and receive commands. This is where Lord Valor spends most of his time, and this is the founding place of the Unification Protocol. Lord Valor issued the Unification Protocol after Stygian killed Shadow. He believed that Shadow's death was a major turning point for Highthorn, as power had been shifted entirely. He believes that if someone managed to kill Shadow, they need to be extracted and removed immediately, because they're unpredictable, dangerous, and an overall threat to everyone and everything, no matter what the intentions were. The bounty system in the saga acts a lot like a decentralized but powerful governing structure. It controls movement through fear, it labels people as targets and property, and enforces order through hunters, containment, and violence. It decides who gets humanity and who gets reduced to a threat. And Stygian's entire existence pushes against that system instinctively. She rejects ownership, forced control, containment, institutional authority over identity, and the idea that a person's worth is decided by a hierarchy. That's why the wild mare symbolism fits her so perfectly. She's not fighting because she wants domination. She's fighting because she refuses to belong to cages, systems, and/or handlers. Even the group dynamic reflects it. Lio, her loved one and partner, doesn't control her. He walks beside her. Rouge, her sister, argues constantly, but still values freedom over obedience. Shiro, her half-brother, follows through logic and loyalty, not rank. Their family is chosen, not completely assigned by institution or bloodline authority. So the story ends up feeling less like heroes versus villains, and more like free people versus systems trying to classify, contain, and weaponize people. Which honestly gives the world a lot more depth than a standard evil empire setup. And it works really well for the tone of the saga. It gives the story this raw, untamed freedom versus control energy that fits Stygian perfectly. What makes it especially compelling is that the group doesn't feel ideological in a preachy way. They feel lived in. None of them are sitting around talking politics, but their choices constantly reveal what they value. Freedom over obedience, loyalty over authority, chosen family over institutions, and humanity over labels. And Stygian being called the Nightbound makes it even cooler, because the title sounds feared and mythic to outsiders. But underneath it, she's basically someone refusing to let the world decide what she is. The overall system and lore of the saga allows the readers to decide whose side they're on. Whether they decide that the nomads are right and that the bounty system is corrupt and unjust, or whether they side with the bounty system and believe that containment through control and fear is the right way to go. Neither choice is wrong or right. It all just depends on what your worldview is, which makes the saga very versatile and a very easy thing to get involved in and enjoy. It allows everyone to make their own choices, pick their perspective side, and understand that everyone else has a different worldview. So whether you're a free spirit like Stygian, a controlled piece of danger like Ember, or someone who just wants to ban freedom entirely like Lord Valor, whoever you side with is completely and entirely your choice. Just be aware, if you ever come across the Nightbound and her Night Stalkers, you'll know whose side they're on. Thanks for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I hope this clarified some questions that you may have. There will be a part 2 to this once I get the designs for everyone else finished. I want to thank y'all so much for supporting my journey, and I love y'all so much. This is the Nightbound wishing you safe travels. Bye!